Hi, I'm Michael, and this is Tarot by the Tree, Lesson 8. Today we're going to be looking at the minor arcana, the cards that are the Page, the Knight, the Queen, and the King. Last lesson we looked at all the minor arcana, the cards from 1 to 10, and how they lay on the Tree of Life, and we keep in mind the Pillar of Mercy and the Pillar of Severity, and they inform us a bit as to the inner nature of the cards that lie on those Sephiroth. But today we're looking at the royalty. We're looking at the Pages, the Knights, the Queens, and the Kings. And for the purpose of tarot card reading, we're looking at it this way. The Pages live in Malkuth. The Knights live in Yesod. The Queens live in Tiferet, and the Kings live in Kether. As a quick review, these are all on the middle path, the path of mildness. They're on the middle path because they can go to either extreme, but they're trying to be rational, sensible, and efficient. The very top of this is the creator of all things. The very bottom is the worldly matters on the planet Earth. In the realm of Yesod, we start to see some ideas of the imagination, and in Tiferet, we have the aspect of love and beauty. In Malkuth, we have the Pages. The Pages are often referred to as female, although they can be male or female, as can any of these cards. Their aspect is female, and they are reporting to the Queen. The Pages are people who have, by their own ability, moved into the inner court. They can enter the castle. They can mingle with royalty. This was not available to many people. The Pages and the Knights together form our present-day Jacks. But back in the days of tarot cards, they were separate. We'll move on now to the Knights. The 4 Knights are in the Sephira of Yesod. The Knights are like enforcers. The Pages are the communicators. They're the liaison between the populace and the Queen. The Knights are the physical manifest reality of the King. The Queen is a very special card. It is in no way to be considered less powerful than the King. The Queen is a more consistent source of power. She can operate in the sidelines when she wants to be, in the shadows, and she can also be seen as the incarnation of a ruler on earth. There is an aspect to the Queens where they act like the maternal source for the people, and they are an unchanging kind of power. The Pages report to the Queens, and the Queens send out the Pages to gather the information. The Knights report to the King. The Knights are the enforcement of the King's orders. Which brings us finally to the Kings. As all the cards, there are 4 Kings of the 4 suits. The Kings are great men by any standards. These are not people who fell into royalty just by birthright. These are people who are exceptional. They're exceptional in all areas, charismatic, powerful, intellectual, and they attract people. The King is necessary to bind the whole population together. The Queen is necessary to keep that going. The King is more interested in what is expedient at the time. The Queen looks at the long haul, at the long run. There is always a problem with kings, as we see in the Fool's Journey through the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. Kings will always be swayed by their adulation. A king in time will always become the devil card. That is somebody who accepts your willingness to work for him, to be his slave. Kings will then change. They begin to see themselves through the light of their admirers. Queens don't have that kind of public persona, and they can be more consistent. Brief recap, we move from pages to knights to queens to kings. Kings are all powerful, but in time they will change, and not for the better. Queens are powerful and tend to keep their majesty at the same level. Knights report to the king and enforce the king's orders. Pages report to the queen and they do the queen's bidding. Thank you. We'll move on to lesson 9 next.